What is up, my fellow samurai? It's Marsh from Hallux here. Have y'all heard about this debate surrounding lethal versus hard mode? I have heard a lot on this topic on places like Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, and some people are even claiming that lethal is easier than hard mode. Well, in this video, I'll be comparing the two, and I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on this as well. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. Also, if you could give this video a like, I would truly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First though, I have something super important I have to share with y'all. You know, when people say that they are a small YouTube channel, well, we are like a tiny microscopic channel. And the last video we posted about the Ghost of Tsushima update really blew up. And we were one of the first to post about the new patch. So we thought we might get like 50 views or maybe 100 at the most, which would have still been our most viewed video by far. But at the time of this recording, that video now has over 13,000 views. And I know that may be small to a lot of people and especially big YouTubers, but we were literally in shock the whole night at the amount of views, likes, and comments we received. Jen and I actually spent about 3 hours just reading and responding to comments. I say all this to say that we truly appreciate each and every person that watched our video, that took time out of their day to write a comment, and for all the people who subscribed to us. We also heard a lot of great ideas in the comments about new game modes and using different settings. We also saw a ton of funny comments as well, and we were cracking up reading them. So thank you so much for that too. We could literally spend 20 minutes just saying thank you and explaining how appreciative we are. So let me end it here because I do want to respect y'all time and get back to the video that you clicked on. So to compare both modes, I'll be looking at three main categories: combat, stealth, and just overall fun factor. Because I mean, let's be honest, if it's not fun, I mean, would any of us really want to play it? So each of these help me determine which mode I like better. So let's start with combat. So with the combat and lethal mode, enemies are much more aggressive. They will surround you and attack relentlessly, kind of like what you see here. So there is a clear difference from hard mode because they typically don't surround you. And when you fight multiple people, normally they will let you finish hitting whoever you're fighting before they attack. Unless you're really close or in between two people, then the other person will attack fairly quickly. But when it comes to your health, you can die in 2 hits on lethal. But I feel like on hard, depending on who the enemy is, of course, you can get hit 6 or more times before even dying. And the parry window is much tighter on lethal, so it's easier for you to miss it and get hit. This to me makes combat on hard much easier than when you're playing on lethal mode, in my opinion. I feel like lethal brings up an even greater debate though, and it's about realism in video games, because how realistic do we want games to be? Because let's be real, if I swing a sword at you in real life and I hit you twice, you're most likely going to be fatally injured. I mean, it's just that simple, but many people don't like that you could beat someone in 2 hits on here. And I feel that, but what's the alternative? Because I don't want them to be bullet sponges, or in this game, sword sponges, I guess. But what do y'all think though? Let me know in the comments how realistic you think this game or games in general should be. I've seen a lot of comments and videos saying that lethal is easy. I don't agree with this argument, but I am biased because I'm always experimenting in the game. And I typically just use my sword when I'm fighting groups. And I'm assuming the people who think it's easy are using their full set of ghost weapons and stuff like they should be. And I still don't think that that makes it easy, but it's definitely not lethal. Let me show you what I'm talking about in this clip. After I make some noise, a lot of them are going to come out, and I try to use most of my ghost weapons, and this isn't hard to do even though there are a bunch of them, but it would have been even easier on a lower difficulty than lethal. Also, I don't know how this makes y'all feel, but in a second, I feel like this gave me a preview of what a horror mode could be like, and now I'm like super excited for it, and I hope they add something like that in the future. But we also have to talk about stealth because it's pretty much non-existent. And by that, I just mean it's very easy on either hard or lethal mode. You are detected faster on lethal, so it gets a slight edge for that. But the Mongols have like horrible peripheral vision. There are many times I stand right next to them, but they still can't see me. And even if you're in a battle and you're in tall grass and you duck, they can lose sight of you no matter what you're wearing, like really. And I hope they update the AI in this game because they are really, really laid back and forgetful. So here I just threw a wind chime and then I throw a bomb. And look how fast the dude in the back, he just went back and sat down like nothing even happened. I literally just threw a black powder bomb at him. Then the other guy, he at least has his weapons out. But then as you'll see in a second, he's just like, well, I guess I can't see anything. So let me put my weapons back up. And then he literally goes back over and just finished cooking like nothing ever happened. You might think this is a knock against Ghost of Tsushima, but it's not, because most games that have stealth are the exact same way. This takes us back to that realism debate though, because imagine you are at home by yourself and you hear something in your kitchen. You walk in and you see a person or a silhouette of a person standing on the other side of your table, but then they duck down out of your view and you don't look for them. You just turn around and go back to your bedroom like, bruh. Again, though, if we made it more realistic, that means if someone sees you at all in a game, though, it'd be over. So it would be very unforgiving. Now, I would want something like that in like a challenge mode or something, but I'm not sure if I would want that throughout an entire game, but I'm definitely open to it since no other game that I've played that has stealth in it has been like that. But let me know what y'all think below. Now, finally, what about the fun factor? For me, combat and stealth being easier doesn't make it more enjoyable. For each player, this is different though, of course, because we are all at different skill levels and things like that. But I like to be challenged and have to get better to overcome that challenge. That's what makes it fun to me. However, I don't like stupidly hard things to where it's super unrealistic or they just make a boss a sore sponge or something like that. So I'm glad they didn't do that with lethal mode. Honestly, I wish I could splice things from both game modes or just have custom settings, because I would keep the damage that enemies cause to my health on lethal, but keep the damage I cause to them on hard mode, because I don't get to do many combos on lethal as I get to do on hard. And they're really satisfying and cool to see. And y'all might be thinking like, you just said you don't want them to be sponges, bro. And that's still true. I don't want to hit them 15 or 20 times to beat them, but I am cool with like 5 or 6 hits. I added this part so y'all can see what it looks like from the Mongol's perspective when we're hiding in tall grass and in daylight. Now, with everything said, based on the way that I play, I have to say that lethal mode is better for me. The combat and overall fun factor of lethal is better than hard mode, in my opinion. I'm still playing on lethal mode, and I did switch back to hard for a little while so I could compare the two for this video. But I'm back on lethal now, and we'll continue playing on that one. But which mode do you prefer to play on, lethal or hard? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. We'd really appreciate it. And that also helps the YouTube gods know that we are doing something right. And also subscribe for more Ghost of Tsushima content. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.